Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Hyundai of Trenton as the polar vortex descends upon central New Jersey and the wind is getting higher and the cold temperatures are setting in, but we're going to get this review in before everything freezes over here in central Jersey. So what I have behind me is a brand new 2023 Hyundai Venue Limited. Now the Venue is the smallest vehicle in the current Hyundai lineup for the 23 model year, and the top trim, limited trim, you can obtain for under $25,000. So I think it's a very value-based car for folks looking for a car that can get them from point A to point B, carry some stuff, and bring some value to the table. So we're going to take a look at this today and see what it brings in the small subcompact CUV market. So let's dig in. All right, the front end of this Scarlet Red Pearl Venue Limited, we have the Hyundai badge in the middle, aluminum trim on the grille. We have that Hyundai split lighting with the turn signals up top and standard bulbs. Down below, LED daytime running lamps and LED headlamps. Then we have functional side air curtains on either side with flat black along the bottom bumper area. So overall, it's pretty good, bringing some LED lighting into this entry-level Venue. All right, wheel and tire setup on this Venue. We have a 17-inch wheel, gunmetal gray, aluminum, silver accents, standard braking rotors, of course, Hyundai badge in the middle. Tire size, we have all-season tires, 205 on the width, a 55 series sidewall 17s, all four corners, front wheel drive. All right, full side profile on this Venue. It is a small vehicle with a fairly boxy shape to it. We do have flat black over the wheel wells and along the door sills along the bottom of the door. But overall, it's got some body lines coming through both door handles and across the front fender and into the rear tail light to give it some sense of motion, some sense of design, but is a very conservative looking design on the Venue compared to some of Hyundai's other models, I meant to say, with the aluminum roof rails up top, which is in stark difference to all the flat black and gloss black we see on the vehicle. So let me know what you think about that choice of material for the roof rails, and let me know what you think about the overall design of this little Venue in the comments. All right, as we move in closer, we are color matched on the side view mirrors. We're color matched on the front and rear door handle. We have a left side fuel filler cap. Up top, color matched in the red with that old style antenna. Now the antenna part is not on the vehicle right now, but it's going to stick straight out a few inches, so it's not a shark fin. So it's very old school, and then the Venue does not have a sunroof. All right, the rear end of this Venue Limited, we have a short stubby roof spoiler off the top with the wiper down below on the bottom of the glass, Hyundai badge in the middle, Venue underneath that. We have LED taillights, standard turn signals, backup lights and reflectors down below, flat black around the license plate area, followed by some aluminum trim underneath that, and then our tailpipe is tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. All right, we are under the hood of this little 2023 Venue, and what do we have for a power plant? We have a 1.6 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder engine mated to a CVT transmission, 121 horsepower, 113 pound-feet of torque, MPGs 29 in the city, 33 on the highway, 31 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. So before we get into the interior of this 2023 Venue, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this vehicle cost? Well, MSRP The way this limited trim is optioned is $24,655. So let's check out the interior. All right, footbox action. We have a carpeted dead pedal, which I don't like. Give me at least some plastic or rubber finish on the dead pedal so that carpet doesn't get screwed up. Brake accelerator, both rubber as well, and we have carpeted floor mats in the tailgate area. And to pop the fuel filler cap, the lever is right down here by your foot. Take a look at the seats. We have manual adjustment for both driver and the front passenger. Seat materials, we have a leatherette material trimmed on the outside with stitching, with white piping, which is nice. And then in the interior of the seat is cloth with that white piping and design as well. So even though the use of materials is fairly basic, they make it look really, really good, especially with that piping going along the exterior of the seat, and the bolstering feels nice to the touch as well. Door panel time, we have hard plastic all the way around up top, black on the door handle, flat black on the switchgear with a semi-soft armrest with some more of that nice white cross stitch, which I think is a nice way to go. On the dash here, you again have a little soft touch. Actually, let me take my glove off. You have a little soft touch material here on the dash with a space for storage underneath. I like the white accents around the venting. I think that makes it look nice. And then we have a nice large glove box. All right, here we go with the infotainment system. We've seen this many times before. This is the Hyundai 8-inch infotainment system with navigation and nice and responsive. Look at that action, very nice. We do have the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto with the 8-inch system. Here's the hard controls underneath to control it if you don't want to use the touch screen. We do have engine stop-start via push button rather than a key, which is nice. We have climate control, single zone, not the end of the world in a car at this price point. Single zone climate control, not a problem. And then as we go down further, what I really like here is that we have a 12 volt, a USB-A, a USB-C, and a wireless charging pad. So that's even better, especially with the wireless connection for CarPlay and Android Auto in this vehicle. And then as we move down further, here is the gear shift to go through the simulated gears of the CVT. More of this white accent rather than the piano gloss black plastic. I think it looks really nice. It lifts up the interior a little bit. We have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, so that's a nice touch. Here's the drive modes, which we'll go through when we go through the dash. Looking good. As we come further down, we have a manual emergency brake and then a Hyundai key fob right here. Lock, unlock, remote start, panic button, nice weight, the 2 cup holders, and then back here we have a fairly hard armrest, though, I have to tell you. And then as we open that up, there's a nice area in there for storage. Backup camera, nice and large, takes up the whole screen with trajectory, so that's good. Could be a little clearer, but it's not bad here in a entry-level Venue Limited. All right, Hyundai steering wheel, nice leather wrap steering wheel with the stitching, which I like. At least it lifts this wheel up better, a little bit more. Considering we're in the limited trim, we have more of that black, I would say dark chrome look or black chrome look down here on the spoke, which I like. The Hyundai badge in the middle. Flat black on all the switch gear. On the left, telephone voice commands. On the right is your cruise control and your safety suite controls. On the stalks right here, headlights on the left, wiper controls for front and rear on the right, no paddles. On the left side of the dash here, brighten and dim the dash, traction control off. And this is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then in the middle, we have a digital dash, which I really like at this price point of under $25,000. And they bring in the digital dash. That's bringing some good value here in this segment. And then with our drive modes, we have 3 drive modes. We have normal, and everything goes blue. Then we can go to sport, and it goes red. And then we have snow mode as well, which is a nice touch considering this is only front-wheel drive. I'm wondering how they're achieving a snow mode with only a front-wheel drive vehicle, but it's there. For this drive though, we're going to leave it in normal and see how we do. Overhead console time. We have standard lighting on the interior, no LED. If you want the lights to go on and off when you open and close the door, this switch is set in the center, and when it's set in the center, you can open the door and the lights will come on, and when you close the door, the lights will dim out. Nicely done. No sunroof. We have our sun visor with vanity, and we have a slider. Yes, we do, to block out the side sun. Nicely done. All right, back seat time in this venue, so let's move on in. You come on in. The seat is set for my driving position, and I still have room. I have enough room for my knees, even though it's close, right? Plastic on the backs of the seats, but I have shoulder width room is okay. Headroom is okay at 5'11". So overall, it fits me pretty darn well for a really small car, and I like the consistency of design in the door panels, front to back, same materials, same stitching, everything works together from front to back, which is a nice touch. And then we do have cargo net behind the front passenger, but nothing behind the driver. And then in the back here, we do not have any connectivity at all. And heat and air vents I can't see, so they may be coming from the floor, but I would like to see at least one USB here in the back for connectivity for rear seat passengers, since there aren't any USBs inside this storage area in the center console. Now as we come further around, again, nice consistency of design with the piping, and the leatherette and cloth materials are looking good. So again, a nice job on the rear seats, but what I don't like is there's no center armrest here in the back of this venue. There should be an armrest. I don't know why manufacturers on their lower end models avoid giving you a armrest for the rear seat, but that should be standard in all cars in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But overall, it's a pretty nice place to be in the back seat of such a small car. All right, rear tailgate time. Pretty easy. The handle's right underneath the venue badge on the bottom of the tailgate. Push the button and pull it up. No electric assist on the way up or down. And then in the back, since they don't give you an armrest, they give you this portable cup holder thing that you just plop in between the rear seat passengers, and it has two cup holders. Not a big fan of that. That's kind of a cheap out in my view. Here's our carpeted floor mats, and then we have our all-weather cargo mat, and then underneath that we do have a spare with the wheel locks. Thank you, Hyundai, for that spare. We do have a parcel shelf or a security shade right here, which is a nice touch. And now if you want to get the rear seats down, you can do it from back here at the tailgate area, but in order to do that, you're going to have to disconnect this shelf and lower it so you can get back here to these buttons. And then you just have to push these forward, and down they go. And now you have a much larger space for those larger bags. So even with such a small car, they really give you a good amount of space in the back for storage with the rear seats up, and especially with the rear seats down. All right, here is the window sticker for this 2023 Venue Limited. Feel free to pause the video, zoom in, take a look at everything that's optioned into this vehicle. And now let's take her out for a spin. All right, so we are driving this 2023 Hyundai Venue. In other words, we are driving the Kia Soul. I mean, this is essentially a very similar car, if not the same vehicle, to the Kia Soul. Same kind of style of vehicle with the boxiness, with the good room in the back. So it's another option for you when you are in this type of price point for a vehicle. And what I like about this, as well as Kia Soul, is you get good gas mileage. Not great, not earth-shattering, but good gas mileage. You get a fairly comfortable drive, even though it's a small car, fairly comfortable drive. You get good space for storage and for passengers. You get plenty of headroom because of the boxy shape. So it is really a well-positioned value proposition in this subcompact CUV market, which I think is, a very, I don't know if it's niche, because you see a ton of Souls around compared to Venues, but it's a very competitive area of the market, because there's a lot of people out there that don't want to spend more than $25,000 on a car, can't afford to spend more than $25,000 on a car, and they need a car, and they need gas mileage, and they need safety, and they need storage, and they need passenger capacity. So this really fits the bill along with Kia Soul for that purpose. Is it a powerful car? No. 121 horsepower, 113 pound-feet of torque, and 1.6 naturally aspirated. Inline 4 is, nothing. It is dirt slow. Now, Soul brings a larger power plant, and I think it's a little bit bigger. So they're probably not exactly the same car, but it's close. I think Venue's a little smaller. And but the vehicle itself, it does get up and move down the road very nicely. People aren't going to be zooming this around in sport mode, but for what you need to get up and get around town in, and to get you from point A to point B, it's got enough power. Should the gas mileage be better at front wheel drive? We're averaging 31 miles to the gallon. Probably could be a little bit better, but it's awfully good. You only got a 12-gallon gas tank, officially 11.9 gallons, so it's not going to cost you very much to fill it up. So now we're going to come down the road here. We don't have anybody behind us. We're going to do an emergency stop, see how it goes. From 45 miles an hour. 3, 2, 1. And everything goes flying inside the car. Nice linear stop. It didn't lock up. Nicely done. Wheel didn't pull, and now we're off to the races again. And down the road we go. No big problem. So just a really nice, smooth ride. We got fairly thick sidewall tires, help soak up the bumps, but it is a small vehicle. It's going to have a firmer ride. You're going to feel the bumps. You're going to feel more of the road than you would in a larger, more isolated vehicle. We don't have a lot of sound deadening in here, so you're going to get the wind noise and whatnot, but you're only spending MSRP at $24,655 on this vehicle. So at sub $25,000, you can't expect the moon in a vehicle like this. It steers nicely, steering's tight, not a lot of play, so it's not very vague, but it is light. You don't have very much feedback coming through. The suspension, it's well damped. There's no creaks or vibrations or weird noises coming from the body or coming from the doors, so everything is put together well. So overall, it's a very compelling value in this segment, along with the Kia Soul. So let me know what you would do. Would you like something like the Venue? Would you like, this is the limited trim, which has about everything you can get in a Venue in it. Would you like, or would you go Kia Soul and try to get maybe a little bit more power and a little bit larger vehicle? Because I just don't think they're the same vehicle at all. Even though at first glance when I got in, the design looks very, very similar to Soul. But how would you go? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to thank Hyundai of Trenton for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Venue Limited for review today. I would like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you after the vortex. Take care, everyone.